15 minutes. Hang on a minute. Oh my god, I am such an idiot. I haven't had the mic on all this time. I am an absolute twat. That's 10 minutes, and that's my last warning for swearing as well. Completely gone. Oh my goodness. So you've seen me yabber with no movement, no mouth for 10 minutes, and I've said nothing. Typical. Oh dear. Never mind. I'll just put a facepalm emoji on here just to put on the chat, because I think that's that's typical. You get everything set up, the hamsters are working perfectly, the operator's being rubbish as always. Typical. Typical, typical, typical. The downside is, at the moment, there doesn't seem to be anybody here apart from me, so if there has been the people in, they've been very quiet about it. So let's go back to this again and say, hello everybody and welcome to another Streamstructor. I hope you've had a good past couple of months, and here we go. The fun has started already. So yes, that's 10 minutes of me saying naffle. Well, say my mouth was moving but you weren't seeing anything. Absolutely typical. Typical me. Forgot to take myself off mute. Anyway, let's. I hope everything's okay. I hope you've enjoyed your time over the past couple of months. I mean, it's been a couple of months since I last did this because Doctor Who came in the way last month, and I didn't want to do a live stream last month, and this is why it's this week instead of last week for the live stream, which is usually the first Sunday of the month. That doesn't come back till February, but I'll come into more of that detail later on. It's been an interesting day today watching the Grand Prix and all the situation. It has been officially confirmed that Max Verstappen is still world champion, as it should be. Even if the appeals had worked with Mercedes and made it null and void, I think the possibility could have been they could have just written off the race. And if that was the case, Max Verstappen was still champion. So congratulations to Max. Bit controversial in the last one. I do agree with some of my friends on Facebook when they say it was a controversial move, but 6.5 dozen. That's the way Formula 1 works. It's nice to have another world champion. Lewis Hamilton will be back. He will make another attempt. His car's strong enough. I don't think it's a change of the guard. We've got new rules next year. Anything can happen. So I'm looking forward to F1 next year. It's finished with a bang. It was enjoyable to watch. Bit nervy. But hey, it's the nature of the beast. It's just the way it works sometimes in life. Speaking of life, Omicron causing major issues with the people's plans potentially. Christmas parties being cancelled unless you're in 10 Downing Street. Not enough about that said. I'm not going to say much more. Past couple of months I've been concentrating on Doctor Who related videos mostly for the Glasgow Doctor Who Society and here on the channel. 6 first impression videos, 5 Doctor Who reviews, all in November, stroke December. A lot to put down, a lot to work with, I suppose. But overall, it's not been too bad couple of months. I mean, obviously, I'm close to the 300 subscriber mark, so it'd be nice to have that, because a live stream happened to when the 200 hit, but that was June last year. I doubt that will happen today, but I now have more than 60 new subscribers for the year, and I also hoping to have 303 by the end of the year total, because that means I've had one more new subscriber this year than I had the year before. The total, so it's 66 instead of 65, but that's me talking absolute YouTube rubbish. We'll get more to that later on. I do want to have one little comment made about a subscriber that joined today. They left a lovely little comment, and if you catch this later, thank you very much for joining in. And it's Mark and Melania travel videos. Now they've joined me today. They saw the St Andrew's Cathedral video and they loved it, so thank you very much for that, and hopefully I will see you and see you make comments in the future. And hello to everybody else who watches the videos on a regular basis. I know my one fan out there is waving his flag all the time, and then there's Raptamon in Australia. That's what it feels like sometimes. I do this for fun. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for stats or anything else. I do it because I want to, because I enjoy it, and that's the main thing. Leave a comment that way. on the side if you're leaving a comment during the live stream. Down below, if you're not, and that's the same for Facebook, let me know. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts and feelings are. Let's have a look around running order, what's happening again, just so I can describe it properly with people actually speaking. So first of all, we have from the archives the vlogs, my trip to Krakow. Long old vlog, but it's one of my favourites, and it's one of the most well-received vlogs I've ever done. So, yeah, once we've got that out of the way, it's all Christmas stuff. It's all Christmas fun, including a split personality for Christmas Day, and the Deanstructor Reviews Doctor Who review of the Christmas Invasion. No Trial of a Time Lord this time. That'll be back next month. I thought since it's Christmas, we'll have something very Christmassy instead. But that's it. That's your lineup for your archive videos today. I'm going to start with that. Make sure I put myself on mic and mute and come back off mute once this is done. But enjoy my 5-day trip to Krakow. All the ins and outs, all the illnesses, all the Brexit-related fun. And I'm not being funny there was Brexit-related fun. Yeah, here we go. Here is vlog 26. Good morning. It's 5:15 in the morning. I'm at Edinburgh Airport. It's the 23rd of June. No, 24th of June 2016. I've only had an hour's sleep since yesterday, so feeling a bit weary at the moment. But I'm just about waiting to go to the departure gate for my flight to Krakow. So, hello everybody, and welcome to another vlog. Well, it's a little later in the day. It's, what is it now? It's 12:35 Central European Time. I am in Krakow. Managed to get to the hotel through public transport. Arrived from the plane. No, the flight was 6 o'clock this morning from Edinburgh. We arrived about 8:30 British time, so an hour later, 9:30 here. And then we decided to go to... Ooh, no, that's not going to work. And then we decided that we'll get the train into the centre and then a tram. So it took us a good hour or so to get down there. So we're in the hotel room, checked in. I've had a change. So I'm no longer in the stuff I was now. I'm in shorts for the first time in years. But yes, this is the hotel room, as you can see. A little bit messy, but then again, I've been dumping a few bits and pieces. Got my sun cream on the bed there, as you can see. But yes, it's only cheap. I think today is going to be marred a little bit with what happened last night in the UK. It's still pretty raw. Not best pleased with it. But hey, another 2 years, a European citizen of the EU, and then we're out. We'll see what negotiations we do. But I'm now more concerned about what happens when I get back. This vlog may be the start of a different way of doing things. Anyway, apart from that, just taking a rest for about an hour, and then we'll be off to do a bit of exploring. Now, I'm here with my mum, my dad and my sister. It's a family break, my mum's 60th year. So we did a trip to Brussels yesterday for my dad's 60th, so this is my mum's 60th. Hopefully we enjoy the trip. We're here till Tuesday night and then we fly back out to Edinburgh. So we've got virtually 5 days here. How long I'll last tonight, I don't know. I've only had an hour and a half sleep last night, but I have noticed one thing for the nights that are a little bit quieter. There's a bar downstairs in the hotel, and the drink is pretty decent, price-wise. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign off with this just now, and I hopefully will catch you later on in the day. So, I think it's time to go to bed. You saw I did a quick tour, a few shots of different places around Krakow. We're going to have a proper look tomorrow with a walking tour. Hopefully that'll be quite fun, we'll see. So, yeah, I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning, so it's been a mixed day of fortunes for me. Not been knackered from walking, but I'm also not been the best of spirits. I think you can understand that after the result that happened last night. I think you can get an idea that what camp I was in, a bit gutted. One thing that has surprised me today is the cheapness of everything. I mean, I've budgeted myself to spend, you know, that's about what, something like £40–50 a day or something like that, and I've not even spent that today. And I've, you know, had quite a good few rounds of drink. I've had a meal that would cost normally about 40–50 quid in Western Europe and the UK, and I've all done it for under 40 quid. Poland is unbelievably cheap, but it's amazing. It's a great city. I'm loving it so far. You can see from some of the shots how beautiful some places are, and I hope to explore that a bit more tomorrow by going on the walking tour of Krakow. One thing I would say, it's probably just going to be me yabbering on a bit. I don't think you'll get much of the family in there. They've made it clear they don't really want to be on camera, which I can understand. So it'll just be me yabbering, so I'll probably separate from a couple of times just to talk in the middle of things and do stuff, but expect more tomorrow. Anyway, I will speak to you again tomorrow. Good night.
Witam. I zapraszam do dobrego dnia mojego blogerza Krakow Posze. Ko będzie witam dzisiaj. If you didn't get that, hello and welcome to day 2 of my vlog from Krakow, Poland. What will I see today?
Polish king called Jan Olbra, and that king was really keen on money, and once he decided to make some quick money, he went with him. So when the king was back in Krakow, he was very scared of the retaliation act of the Ottomans that might have followed, so he decided to found the Badagan from the north. You may have noticed that every full hour there is a trumpeter from the highest tower. He opens his window and he's starting like he's playing his bugle, yeah? And then suddenly and abruptly he stops in the middle. I will check how much time we have left. Oh no, like 47 minutes. You will not lose a chance to listen to it once again. Anyway, so why does the trumpeter just enter and brought in the middle? There's a legend that tells us that in the 13th century, during one of the invasion of the Tatars and Mongols, there was only one person who managed to see Tatars coming here to this city, and he was a trumpeter from the highest tower. He took his trumpet and started playing the anthem to wake up the city for the danger. But one of the Tatars' archers, he took his bow, he took his arrow, and managed to hit with his arrow the trumpeter just into the throat. You know, when the trumpeter was playing the anthem, so the trumpeter would stop in the middle. Would not be able to finish his anthem. And of course, to make a spectacular stories, that guy would go from the highest tower on the pavement, but probably another brother was already late. Well, it is a legend. Made up, it was made up only in the beginning of the 20th century. It's told here, in the 14th century, the Polish king, Casimir the Great, the only one who was nicknamed the Great, he decided to put a roof over here. So from the 14th century it was a fancy Gothic close home, and it could stand like this for centuries. But it did not, of course. In the 1555 there was a big great fire in Krakow, so most of the buildings here remain until they were demolished. And this this building was also destroyed. But fortunately for Krakow, the 16th century was a gold age, so kings had money and they wanted to restore it.
So another day in Krakow is over. Quite an interesting day. Not really anything to camera, apart from one little element, which you'll see in a minute. I feel there's an odd opportunity to do so, to be fair. Did a walking tour around the old town of Krakow, finishing up at the castle. A place I do want to go, if I can, Wawel Castle. But we did go in the castle and look at the buildings and on the outside. I want to go on the inside and see what's inside if I can. Whether I'll be able to film in there is a different matter. It seems they have a bit of a policy of no cameras in certain places, which is going to be interesting. Apart from that, on the wall on the way up, they've got names in stone bricks they've left of people who made donations to help restore the castle in the 1920s, 30s, because the castle was in major disrepair until then, apparently. Also, of course, Krakow is the birthplace or where John Paul II, the Pope, presided. He was Bishop of Krakow before he became the Holy Father. And yeah, it was just a bit of a wonder really today around Krakow. We're planning to go to the salt mines tomorrow, which are on the outskirts of Krakow, and that could be an interesting little piece tomorrow. Yeah, and we went for a drink or two later on, but before we did that we went to a Polish restaurant and we decided to get a buffet. The buffet was 200 zloty for the four of us, but the size of the plate, there was 3 different types of pork. You had chicken there, different types. You had, oh my word, you had dumplings of various forms. You had what was it? You had a cucumber salad, and there was beetroot there as well, and oh, it was a feast, and even by my standards it's a lot, so it was quite an interesting feast there. And then the evening we went over to try and find a drink after having a wee nap, because it's been really warm the past couple of days. It's been 32, 33 degrees, and obviously it's humid as anything, so we've been struggling to walk about as much as we normally would do. We're supposed to do about 25,000 steps. We've only done on average about 16 the past couple of nights. Past couple of days. Yesterday was a long day as well, on the basis that I've been up since 2 in the morning, didn't get to sleep till about 11 at night, so it's been a good 16, 17, it's more like a 20-hour day really. So today was a bit more manageable. Up at a normal-ish time. It's actually 10 past midnight now, so it's actually into day 3. But yeah, no, we finished today with trying to find a drink outside of the hotel. We had drinks in the hotel yesterday, but decided to have a drink outside the hotel. We found somewhere, and before we found it, there was a bar around the corner, but by the riverside they had a gathering, people gathering around. We went to the riverside and took a couple of shots, photographs there, and then by the riverside we saw there's a crowd gathering further down by the castle. We're going, what's that all about? So we went around, walking around, trying to find somewhere to drink. We found a hippie bar, but we thought, no, maybe not. So we found something more casual by the castle. And there was fireworks, and lots of fireworks. The firework display was 20 minutes. I managed to get most of it on camera. Missed the first couple of minutes of it, and the camera that I'm filming on now has got a limit of about 10 minutes on it, so it will, it's not the whole thing. We wanted to go to the Jewish Quarter today, but the heat was too much and decided against it. So we might go a later date. And yeah, no, it was amazing, the amount of fireworks there. There's one more thing I did today, and that's go to the Ryak Underground Museum, which is underneath the main square in Krakow. And basically it's a archaeological digs they did, and they've managed to preserve it by making it a museum. And it's quite fascinating seeing that and all the way they're digging it and everything. Can't really film, they don't allow filming in there, so you can't really get any pictures of it apart from what you see in the brochures. But Ryak Underground Museum, I'll leave a caption below of what that is, so you can always go and have a look yourself. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. As I say, it's 10 past midnight, it's time to go to bed. Salt mines in the morning, and I hope to see you then. Morning everybody, day 3, Sunday the 23rd of June. Today might be an interesting day, we'll see. I'm going to the Wielika salt mine, Wilicka salt mine. I can't say Polish, it's terrible, it's difficult to pronounce stuff, it really is. So we're going there today, so let's see how we go. But oh, I'm a little tired today. I think the past couple of days are catching up with me. Not sore when it comes to the leg department, because usually by this time in Brussels, last year when I was out and about in Brussels, I was starting to struggle. But today I'm alright, I'm okay, still with us, still out and about, so we'll see how it works today. But this mine, it's got lots of tunnels, lots of levels, it's going to be quite fun to see. Well, so much for going to the salt mine on Sunday. Had to plan that and book it in, which we did. Booked it in for the, just clean my glasses. Booked it in for the Monday, and it was booked in for a 9 o'clock start. But we decided to enjoy ourselves. Well, I definitely decided to enjoy myself a bit too much. So I was actually hungover on the Monday, so I didn't do it. I didn't go. What we ended up going to do on the Sunday was go to Schindler's factory. Oskar Schindler, well known for having this list of saving Jews. We went to the factory that he owned and Jews worked at, and he is the one that is famous for this list, Schindler's List. And it was an interesting exhibition, but it was more about the start of the about the history of Krakow, and what was happening there with the ghettos and the Jewish persecution and everything else. Now we decided to walk over to there. Didn't realise how far it was. Freaking 28-degree heat, and we're walking, you know, a good mile and a half. Kind of knackered by the time we got there. So we took a wee electric buggy back. And then we had a few jars. I had a few more. Woke up yesterday morning, as I say, not exactly the best condition in the world. So day 4, yeah. So day 4 was kind of a slight damp squig for me. The rest went to the salt mines. It's beautiful the way they carved everything out, the salt and everything. It's all these models, and it's a really beautiful place. Something I'll need to go to myself if I ever come back to Krakow, which I think I might do. I might come back to Poland. Certainly been a great experience in that respect. And then the afternoon went on a little buggy. That time I was awake and well again. So went on an electric buggy, did a tour around the Jewish ghetto and Jewish quarter, and then over to and then around the old town and back in again. So that was fun. That was good. Today we are going to Wawel Castle. We're going to go in about, well, my stage now it's just under an hour. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Flight is tonight. It's at the back of 9, back to Edinburgh by just about 12 o'clock GMT, not GMT, BST. And then that's it, the end of the vlog. So I've got another camera here, I've got a second camera here ready to film stuff for Wawel Castle. I've got the phone, of course, for filming, and it's on a new SD card as well. This is the first time I've used this mini SD card. Hopefully it will work okay. Apart from that, it's time to get on with the day. So that's the castle visited. We're supposed to be going to a kind of horror crystal maze type thing called the Lost Alley, but we decided not to because we couldn't get a booking in time. We have to go to the airport now, so we're preparing ourselves for that and just make sure everything's okay with the room and I'm not missing anything, and then it's a case of make our way to Krakow airport. Probably about 7 o'clock, probably get down there. But we'll get the cases now, get the case sorted, get everything I need for security and things like that sorted and checked. And then it's time to make a trip down the stair to reception. Quick review, because I'm probably not going to be able to film until I get back home now, which will be later tonight. This holiday to Krakow has been a revelation. It's just been great going through here. The city's lovely, the city's beautiful. Things I want to see still, which obviously I've not had a chance to see for one reason or another. So I have enough opportunity to come back. But certainly this part of Krakow is lovely, the village is fine. There is obviously more modern developments that is, you know, further in. But here it's certainly been brilliant, it's certainly been a great trip. And I hope I see the people of Poland again soon. Although whether it will be in the next couple of years, doesn't matter, I don't know, but we shall see. Well everybody, that's me back in East Kilbride, back at home, back in my own room. Yeah, the flight was fine. Got delayed by about half an hour, but we got back about 2 o'clock. I've spent most of the day editing the vlog, so this has actually been recorded while I'm at the end of editing the vlog. It's quite good. There's footage there that I am gonna release, I think, separate from this. The fireworks display is one thing I'm definitely going to release. I don't think I'm going to release anything else, to be fair, after this, but certainly what you've seen here is the best of what I did and what I filmed. I hope you enjoyed it. It's something that doesn't come along that often. It's more like a travel vlog than an actual vlog. Next month's vlog could be a little bit more interesting. We'll see what happens here. But what I'll do now is I'll send myself back a day and sign off over in Krakow, I think. Yes, I know, I've caught myself back here. Seems a bit strange, but I thought I'd add this on after I decided to sign off there. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, to my videos. I do a video every Sunday at 7 PM GMT. Next week we have a interesting video, and it certainly will be an interesting one if it's the video subject I want to talk about. But yeah, please subscribe, please tell your friends, find out the links below to all the social media links that are public that you can go to, and until then, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later.
Everything is not working for me today. It's annoying. Hello everybody, if you just joined me, welcome to another Streamstructor live stream. I just had to try and fix something there, so hold on a minute. The camera's decided to play funny men, which doesn't help my overall mood. I'm really kind of regretting doing this live stream today. It's really annoying me. Right, are you going to sit there? Are you going to misbehave or move me over there? So unprofessional. So unprofessional. So unprofessional. Right. Right, okay. While I sort that, here is a little thing I did the other day, because obviously you can see Christmas lights all over the country at the moment, because obviously it's nearly Christmas. You can see my own rather rubbish example of it behind you. However, I think I fixed it, have I? No. However, pardon me. However, there is one family local to me that does a great light show outside their house every year, and it is for charity, and I'll describe a bit more about the charity in the article once you've seen this little clip. So I'm walking back home after my walk, and I like walking down Old Coach Road at this time of year because there's a light show of Christmas lights on a street nearby the Arts Centre, which is what you think OTT to start with, but there's actually a very good reason for it. So every year they come out and they put the decorations up in the middle of November, and they do it for charity. And when they're in, the lights are on, you can put your donation in, and sometimes they offer candy canes as thank yous and things like that. I'm not really bothered about the sweets, I'm more bothered about giving a lovely contribution to a good cause. And yeah, let's have a look at it, shall we? It's glorious, isn't it? Really brightens the mood in the area. And you've got Seesaw, Elf and Santa there going up and down. You've got a Santa there. You've got Christmas lights everywhere. The design changes every year, but it's still fun and enjoyable. And yeah, certainly worth putting a bit of money in. there we go, money in the box. Merry Christmas and thank you, and I'll leave the sweets for other people, I think. There you go. Tenner from me. So I've got up an article here from the Daily Record or Lanarkshire Live about the situation with this charity and this family. So an East Kilbride family once again lighting up the street in this Christmas aid for good causes. Ruth Moore and her husband James, along with other family members, have turned their East Main's home into a festive winter wonderland for a number of years, raising thousands of pounds for a number of charities along the way. Where is it? It's with her father, who passed on. She is this year she is doing 2 charities. One called Smile Train for people who are born with cleft palate, and she wants to help others born with the same condition. And Reach Lanarkshire Autism, which is really lovely and really cute. So yes, that was a tenner. Definitely a tenner that was popped in by me into the bucket. I didn't take any sweets out, but hey, you can't always be greedy. I thought the tenner was more important than anything else, and that's the sort of Christmas cheer you get around this time of year. However, not everything has Christmas cheer, which I'll come to in a minute. So there's the split personality, will be the next video. We've had the vlog already. And then Deanstructor reviews Doctor Who, the Christmas Invasion. Maybe talk a little bit more about Doctor Who, my thoughts and feelings maybe, as a second impression possibly. I don't know, it's one of these things. Leave a comment down below, say hi, say hello, do all the usual stuff. You can leave a comment on the right hand side. That way, my finger never works here. There we go. Right hand side. It's the angle. It's weird. My finger's actually pointing away from stuff here. That's better. Right. So it's either down there or down there if it's Facebook, or afterwards when you're watching this back. Whatever. Come say hello. Come say hi. This is Streamstructor live streaming live for the next half an hour maybe. Don't know yet. I haven't decided. But welcome, and I hope you're enjoying everything, because I certainly am. Here we go. Time for a bit of split personality, methinks.
It's Christmas Day. It's been fabulous today. Everything's went well. The meal was lovely. The presents were lovely. I mean, the meal was just gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, for goodness sake. It's a rubbish day today. It's Christmas Day. I mean, the dinner was horrible. I mean, the turkey wasn't cooked properly. The tatties were burnt. The pastas and sprouts weren't cooked properly. I mean, that's horrible. It's absolutely terrible. Oh, come on. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, the presents were okay. It was a good Christmas for that. Presents were good. Come on, they're barely anything at all. More token presents. Could have bought any of the stuff during the rest of the year. Yeah, but it was a family occasion. I mean, my sister came round with a boyfriend for the first time this year. I mean, surely that's good. Surely that's brilliant. Yeah. My sister's boyfriend sitting in the middle of the lounge at the moment, singing away to himself because he's had too much of the old Spec 10. I mean, come on. It's not that good at Christmas. I'm just glad tomorrow's Boxing Day. Oh, you're such a spoiled sport. Bloody Scrooge. Come on, cheer up. Please. Oh, shut up.
Out of the 4 split personalities, I think that one's my favourite. Bloody Scrooge. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, a bit of a Christmas non-cheer, I suppose is one way of putting it. So Christmas for me, what's it going to be like this year? Well, my sister and her partner are coming round. This is a different part from the one that was referenced in that video. With his daughter as well coming round. Not on Christmas Day, but Boxing Day or the 27th or something like that. Still decide the date on that. If you do catch this, miss, missing you, I think is probably the best way of putting it, because poor wee soul's had a bit of a hard time recently, and I feel for her. And I hope everything's working out better for you now. Not to do with relationships, you're just having a kind of downer at the moment, which happens from time to time. I'm surprised I've not had a downer, to be fair, with all the stuff that's gone on the past 2 years. But I'm still happy, I'm still here, and I'm still having fun doing YouTubes and everything else. YouTubes? On YouTube and everything else. However, that's not quite why we're here. But what do I want for Christmas? A happy Christmas where everybody's all together and having fun and enjoying their company for a day, maybe two. There's a New Year's party coming up, which currently is still on, and I still want to go to, but we'll see what happens. But as of tomorrow, I can book my booster jab if I want to. I'm not going to get a blue envelope this time, but I want to book my booster jab so I get all protected as much as possible, because if this Omicron variant is quite contagious, last thing I want, even though my dad is triple jab, for him to have some issues and end up being poorly, because he could get poorly being asthmatic, and my mum's not out in the best health either at times. So it's more to protect them and everything else, especially when you're living at home and working from home. But in regards to hampers and gifts, I do have something here I want to quickly go through. Now, my work is very good at giving a kind of Christmas hamper every year of goodies, and I haven't actually taken anything out of this from here yet. I've opened it, I've seen what's in it, but I've not actually looked at anything here, and I just thought I'd say how nice it is to see that sort of thing from your employee and how much they can care. So we've got here some salted caramel shortbread. I'll take the logo away so you don't get any copyright issues, Barry. So that's salted caramel shortbread. Water biscuits, which I'm kind of a bit more meh about. Could be okay, could not. Some lovely tangy chocolate, tangy orange chocolate. Then we've got a chocolate stick and some marshmallows to stick in my hot chocolate, which I still have from last year. Very nice coffee of what I'm hearing, but I don't think it's something that I can drink because I don't like coffee. We then got some butter fudge there from it. Some chutney, and I don't know what chutney it is. It might be onion chutney, but I don't have a label on mine, so I don't know what it is. Is it? I don't know. It's weird, but it's some sort of chutney. I think it's onion chutney. I hope it's onion chutney. So that's interesting. And then we have a smelly candle, and this one is a cinnamon stick smelly candle. So yeah. I really think we get spoilt, us workies, from my 9 to 5, and yeah, it's a great little package. There's also a rubbishy poem that the boss put in there, which I'm not going to subject anybody's ears to, and there's also a face mask, which there's about 17 variations of face masks now that they offer us. This one's the most subtle one, so I might actually wear it on a regular basis. The other ones the problem with the other ones is it was so emblazoned with the company logo, it wasn't worth looking at. If you know what I mean, it was quite strange and weird. But that's some Christmas presents. I have presents for all the family. That's all sorted. I'm not going to be one of the many men that turn up to the shopping centres on Christmas Eve, because I'm done. I just need to wrap now. I've got everything here, and yeah, it's a good little setup that I have this year for everybody. All the presents and what they want, and what they need, and what they have, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the fun of Christmas with family this year, and hopefully you guys get the same and have some fun there. Now, Doctor Who has just finished with Flux. They've got Eve of the Daleks coming up on the 2nd of January, which I've already noted that will be part of the videos that come out in January, in the way the schedule is. I'll go through more about why that is after this. But yeah, Flux was okay. There's 2 really good episodes, and then the rest was a bit meh and wishy-washy. And see, if they take a couple of characters out, I think it would have worked a hell of a lot better than what it did. But they didn't, so we have to suffer it. So be it. But hey, those are the breaks. That's the way things work. But at the end of the day, it's Doctor Who. I'm going to be happy to have a series that comes out every year and still has fun. At the end of the day, it's having fun, and that's really all that matters to me. Is that you can have fun and you can still enjoy it, even though you may not have to. Even though it's not quite take your brain out, but you don't have to dig in too much to it. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it in that respect. So running order, we have one more thing, which is Doctor Who, Deanstructor reviews Doctor Who, The Christmas Invasion. And here it comes now. Hello everybody and welcome to another Doctor Who review. This time I'm reviewing a Christmas episode starring the 10th Doctor, David Tennant. Yes, it's the Christmas Invasion, the very first Christmas special for Doctor Who in what was 40 years. Yes, you heard that right, 40 years. There was a Christmas episode on the 25th of December 1965 called The Feast of Stephen, part of the Daleks Master Plan story arc. And it's missing from the archives. This is the first Christmas episode we can actually see. But yes, this is the first Christmas special of the new series. Because of that, and being a new series episode, there isn't going to be a synopsis of the story from the Television Companion, because the Television Companion was created and published 7 years before this came out. So there has been no update as of yet of that book. However, let's get on with it. Let's get into the review. And I'm quoting from somebody else there. I'm not quite sure where. I've heard that somewhere before, but never mind. Okay, the story itself. Basic story. Basically, the Doctor lands on Earth at the Power Estate. Is taken to his bed because he's still in the throes of regenerating, and post-regeneration amnesia and trauma. Mickey and Rose try and get back to Christmas a little bit, and then they get attacked by robotic Santas in the market. These robotic Santas are classed as pilot fish, so they're there to help with the scavengers and the big nasty sharks coming, which happen to be the Sycorax, who have intercepted a British probe that was going to Mars. On that British probe has a vial of A positive human blood, and that's been used to basically take 1/3 of the population up onto the roof, including the royal family, and as it turns out, me as well, if it was really true, because I'm A positive, to the top of the roof, about to jump. Turns out, obviously, that's not going to be the case later on. Eventually, Rose and the crew go up to the spaceship. In the meantime, Unit with the Tower of London has a visitor in Harriet Jones, who is keeping an eye on everything here. She's now Prime Minister after her debut in Aliens of London World War III. And she is now, we know who she is, effectively, and she's now Prime Minister, and she's obviously got the first mention here of Torchwood as well in the series, and they're ready to help back up in case the Doctor doesn't arrive, and there isn't any Code 9 at that point. The Doctor hasn't been found as such. But Harriet's already up in the spaceship by the time Rose and Mickey join them with the Doctor in the TARDIS. And yeah, it's an interesting story to see the fact that obviously Rose is without the Doctor for half of it, mostly, and feels powerless, doesn't know what to do. It just shows how much she's relied on the Doctor all this time, and you think she's independent, but really the Doctor's the main catalyst. And the interesting thing about the translation, which I'll get back to that in a minute, I think is really cool as well. But let's get through the casting. Let's go into the man himself, Mr. David Tennant, his very first full story as the Doctor, and you see the manic elements of the 10th Doctor from the off. He mentions he's got a gob, he's very chatty, he's very wordy, he talks a lot. He is a man of action. The sword moves are pretty basic from a read actor's point of view, but it's still dramatic enough to make a difference. A couple of swipes there and everything else, but sword fighting is basically that. It just looks good, I suppose. And I'm going to get chastised for that on here, but never mind. But yeah, no, it's a good little performance. It's a bit scatty, a bit
you can see from the off why he was such a popular Doctor. He's so eccentric, so scatty, but he's also so modern and out there, and yeah, you just know when you get an actor play the role of Doctor whether they're going to fit in or not. And Matt Smith is one, David Tennant's one, Peter Capaldi took a minute to warm up. Tom Baker and John Pertwee certainly have their characters off the bat at the time, and Tennant's one of them as well. He certainly has the character off the bat from the start, and you know what to expect, and you see all the sides of the Doctor that you see later in the series, his darker sides, his lighter sides, his fun sides, and the fact that he depends and relies on Rose, and that theme of the Doctor needing a companion to help him along with a regeneration continues in later series. But Tennant does a good turn here. He does a good job, and you can see why he became very quickly one of the most well-known and popular Doctors of all time. He certainly lays a good groundwork here. Billy Piper and Rose Tyler is a very emotional performance from Billy this time round. She's still not immensely annoying. She gets a bit more annoying as the series goes on. I've done the Idiot's Lantern already, and you can't. Yeah, I'm not fully enamoured with that story, and it's partly because of Rose as well. I mean, Billie Piper does a good job. She acts whatever she has quite well, and I love the emotional parts of it. The fact that she feels lost without the Doctor, and is really heartbroken, and she really does care for him in that respect. But Billy puts it with plum, works quite well. I love the situation, the domestic situation there with Jackie and Mickey being there to help out, and they obviously understand the circumstances of the Doctor now, and there to support Rose, even though they may not fully agree with it. Then we have Camille Kaduri playing Jackie Tyler. She's virtually comic relief here. She is obviously the one that is there to help, is her mum, is Rose's mum, but she's effectively the comic relief in this part. She's not, Mickey's a bit more, which I'll get to in a minute, he's a bit more of a help this time round, but she's more the comic relief, she's more the sideline. She does start to care for the Doctor, understands the Doctor, and promises, and likes the Doctor. Obviously there is references to Jackie saying that she's returned and she's back and she's safe after the events of the previous episode, Parting the Ways. That's a nice little link between, to nice continuity there. And then we've got Noel Clarke playing Mickey himself. Now, Noel Clarke is a good actor. It's the first time Mickey's actually feeling more like an actual character, and the fact that they're utilising his geeky tendencies with his hacking into military installations again, which is always good. It's always fun. And it's nice to see that there is a slight growth of Mickey there. He's not just a bumbling idiot like he was in the very first episode, and he's certainly improved more as time's gone on, and it's good to see it still develops there. Nice support mechanism. You can see he's obviously a bit uncertain and unhappy about the fact that Rose is still going about with the Doctor, but he accepts it now. He accepts and he supports it more. It's obvious that's the case. Then we have the return of Penelope Winton as Harriet Jones. She's a good actress. You can see that, and then she gives the emotion there of the character, and you can see she's making these tough decisions. But she's actually I don't know if she's actually fully certain of them. She's making decisions because she has to, but it's actually nice here to see thinking, and I'm going to get chastised for this, but there is an allegory of Theresa May there to an extent, except a strong version of course. Obviously, at this point, we only have one female Prime Minister, so obviously they're trying to elevate her as slightly Thatcherite, but certainly there's more of a Theresa May look to her now. It's a strange one. It's an interesting characterisation. It's kind of coloured by more modern times a little bit now, but certainly for the time, strong character. Shows a bit of emotion. Certainly, Penelope Winton plays the role of a plumber, and I do enjoy the character very well. It's a well-written piece, really, in that respect. Then we have a couple of the guest cast. We've got Daniel Llewellyn, played by Daniel Evans, who is the scientific head of the satellite that's been caught up by the Sycorax. And then he does a decent turn. He's just basically a scientist who cares for the project and is there to take responsibility when things go a bit awry, when the Sycorax capture the satellite, which is interesting. Then we have Adam Garcia, who plays Alex, who is Harriet Jones's assistant, and quite a quiet, solemn role. Not much there really, but yeah, it was fun enough at this time, I suppose. Then we've got the Sycorax leader, played by Sean Gilder. Interesting species, the Sycorax. They're scavenger species with a very heavy war ethic to them. They're kind of like space Vikings in some respects, because the swords and the dress and everything looks very, it's got Viking influences to it, and you can see that obviously Vikings were more raiders and colonizers for resources. They weren't scavengers as such. So, but they're basically space scavenger Vikings, and it's quite cool, and I like that part of it. His character is quite well done, and I love the fact that obviously you've got the universal translator from the TARDIS. Uses the Doctor as the conduit to help everybody understand. It's been established for years that the TARDIS has a gift that holds to the companions, but it's down to the Doctor to give that gift to the companions. So it's interesting to see that play out, the fact that Rose can't understand what the Sycorax leader is speaking, and the technology to translate it comes through with a portable translator, which obviously then figures out what they're saying and helps translate most of it in English for the audience, which works quite well, and I quite like that. Then we have Chu Umambala, plays Major Blake. I can't say that name. I'm really sorry out there, sir, if you're listening to this. He plays Major Blake, who is the unit officer, effectively, and the first militarized example of unit that we see in here. And it's interesting seeing unit back. I mean, it's not really played on that much. I mean, they're obviously playing on the fact they're playing on a bit of nodding from us, the viewer, to know about unit at this point. So if you're a new series, you probably wouldn't know much about unit. You do know a little bit more about unit in a later series, but this is the first time that we see unit, and it's the first time established in the Tower of London as their headquarters, which obviously carries through into the Kate Stewart era of unit as well, which is quite cool, and I quite like that element to it. There's a few good bits in here. There's a couple of bits I do like of this. The Christmas tree moment, where the Christmas tree's in the living room that comes to start trying to kill them by spinning round. That's quite a cool little effect. Makes kids scared of Christmas trees, maybe. As I say, this is the first mention of Torchwood, first established of unit in the new series on the tower roof, into the Tower of London rather, and of course A positive blood, something I would have been part of. I'm A positive blood. Me, my father would be standing on the roof right now. So, direction. James Hawes directs this story, and it's very clean. You've got the nice action-orientated bit. I like the bits with the TARDIS coming into view, and the practical and the digital effects that are mixed in there with the TARDIS coming out of the vortex and crashing into the buildings around the power estate before it lands not far away, with the bins being knocked out of the way. That's quite a nice little effect. I love the Sycorax ship. I think it works quite well. It still stands up, really, nearly 15 years later. The set design's quite well. The lighting's not overlit. James Hawes is good with the urban stuff. He always has that kind of flair with it, and I do enjoy the direction here. I think it works quite well, and it's not overstated. The characters aren't overacting. It's enjoyable enough fest. It's quite light-hearted, really, the story overall, and there's not really any heavy stuff that you need to look into here for that. And then we've got, of course, Russell T Davies writing it. His usual mix of emotion and drama and fantasy. And you can tell this is somebody, as you do with all the other stories he writes in the series, you can tell this is somebody who knows his stuff. He knows Doctor Who inside out. He knows how to put the emotional drama in there, and he knows how to put the elements in that keep the fans and people interested. And you can see he's getting into stride here with this, and it's a really good story for that respect. In regards to the writing, it's solid. It's not wow. There is a couple of wow moments there, obviously with the Christmas trees and the Santa robots, but it's not a story that you sit back and go, wow, that was a great story. It's enjoyable enough. You have some smiles. It does have some good memories, this story, for me, and I remember watching it on Christmas Day, really excited, all that time ago, 15 years ago nearly, 14 years ago nearly, sorry. And then, of course, we've got Murray Gold with his musical score. It's still not bombastic at this point, but it's the first time the BBC Wales Orchestra is involved in the music. Before all the stuff beforehand was synthesized. This is the first time you see it come together with a proper orchestration. You can see that there's a lot more brass, and his flute leitmotif. He likes a lot of flute for the high points. Is coming in a bit more here. It's still not overpowering, and one of the best things of this is the first time we hear the middle eight in the new series and the end titles. And of course you've got the Coming Up, which obviously covered the first 6 or 7 episodes of the second series, including an appearance from Sarah Jane Smith, which is quite interesting. And of course we know about that school reunion later in that series. So it's really fun to see, really fun to know about, and I'm really pleased that we get this story because it's an enjoyable romp. It's certainly one you can sit down and just take your brain out and watch at Christmas. It's not the strongest story in the world. It's not one that makes you shout out and go, wow, it's a brilliant story. But it is certainly one you can take out, watch, and just enjoy on a regular basis. And on that basis, I'm going to give it a rating of 3.5 TARDISes out of 5. Thanks very much, guys, for watching as always. Merry Christmas when it comes. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag Teamstructor. All the other reviews are up there in the top right hand corner there, in the big playlist, nearly 30 of them now. If you want to leave a comment about your review, what do you think about it? What do you think about the Christmas invasion? Do you like it? Do you not? Is Tennant your favourite Doctor? Is Rose your favourite companion? All that lovely stuff. Leave a comment down below. If you like this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notifications bell so you know when a new video comes out. There is a video every Sunday at 4 PM GMT, UTC +0. It'll be quite busy in New Year, so it might be a little bit more than that. So expect to hit the notifications bell so you know when a video comes out. Until then, thanks for watching and see you later.
Okay, there we are, the first ever new series Doctor Who review, reviewed 2 years ago. And speaking of reviews, there's one next week, and it's for Voyage of the Damned, and that's next Sunday at 4 PM GMT. Just about finished now, just about time to wrap it all up. Thank you if you have been tuning in after this or during this. The comments have been a little bit sparse today, but then again I've been away for 2 months. That's what happens when you lose momentum. Lose momentum. I can't even speak. Apologies for any technical issues early on. Apologies for any issues with the length of any of things like this. In fact, no. Sorry for the technical issues, and no apologies for anything else. It's the way it is. That's how the live stream works for me. If you don't like it, there's that dislike. Nobody will ever see it anymore, but you can tell me, and I'll find out. But no, no. All seriousness, thanks guys for watching this, even if you're watching it afterwards. Leave a comment down below if you like what you see. Tell me what you like, what you don't, and everything else. I'm looking to maybe change things up a little bit with Streamstructors going forward, so give me some ideas of what you'd like me to see going forward. And yes, thank you guys for watching. Just to let you know what's happening, next week we have the review of the Christmas invasion, as I mentioned. Then we have the best of the reviews of 2021. So basically I've taken all 16 vlogs from the past 2 years and done a highlight show of them. So hopefully you can join me for that, and we'll have a bit of fun and enjoyment about that. And then into the new year, slight revamp for the channel. As I say, it's going to be BBC-esque. So it's like a minor rebrand really. If you don't know what we're talking about, BBC kind of changed their logo a little bit, basically changing the font and spacing out the blocks a bit more, but it's still the BBC. It's that sort of idea that you're going to see on the channel. On the 2nd of January is the first time you see it, which is the first impressions for Eve of the Daleks. Then on the 9th, I'm back with another Streamstructor. Hopefully you can join me for that. And then on the 16th, the New Year's vlog. All the resolutions from last year are reviewed. Do I do resolutions for 2022? You'll have to wait and see. And then we have another Doctor Who review. In fact, we have 2 Doctor Who reviews. One on the 23rd of January and then another one on the 26th. More information about that will be available nearer to the end of the month. If you want to find out what is happening, you can check out the Tumblr, you can check out the Facebook, you can check out the Patreon. Round about the last 2 days of the month, I will put up the coming up for the following month of all what's been played. So that's probably the best place to get all the information you need about what's coming up on the channel over the next month. But yes, thanks guys for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag Teamstructor. And I'll say that again because my tongue went away from me there. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag Teamstructor. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when a new video comes out. General rule, every Sunday at 4 PM GMT is when a new video comes out. There is one video, maybe 2, midweek. That's usually 6 PM GMT. There will be a clip stream from this live stream. There is something good in here which I want to put in. There will be a clip from the live stream on Wednesday. So if you haven't seen this by that point, it will link you back to here, I suppose. But yes, that's it for now. Thanks guys for watching as always, and yeah, I will see you next week with the Doctor Who review. If not, I'll see you on the live stream next month on the 9th of January, or any other Sunday in between. I just have one more thing. I don't think I mentioned it earlier on, or I did, but it was when the sound was bad. I have a new subscriber today who's made a comment, Mark and Melania travel videos. Hello, if you do watch this, thank you very much for subscribing. I'm now 2 away from the magic 300 number. If you've got friends who can help out, I've already described what to do. But anyway, apart from that, thanks guys for watching, and yeah, I will see you next time. See you later.